What is going on, guys? My name is Shane Grayson and welcome to my first YouTube video. Before we get into it, guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. Also comment down below anything that you'd like to see from me in the future. I want to start making videos that can kind of help people who are in the pre-PA track. Maybe you're still in undergrad, maybe you're in high school, or maybe you're in some other career and you're thinking about becoming a physician assistant. And I'm hoping that these can be very useful to somebody who's looking to get more information about the profession and how to get into school. A little bit of background on me before we get into the stats and everything else that people want to hear. I am a senior biology major in my last semester of undergrad, actually in the fall here, so I'll be graduating in December, and I just got accepted into PA school. Yeah, so it's an exciting time. I actually got into a couple of schools, which was amazing to have that option to choose which school I wanted to go to. But I don't think my stats were like amazing. I don't think my stats were anything crazy, and I think they're worth sharing so that maybe you guys can, I guess, compare yourselves and see where you're at compared to somebody who's gotten in. But I will tell you that there are highs and lows in my application for sure. My goal is to be as transparent as possible with you guys and give you the good, the bad, and the ugly so that you guys can have a realistic thing, or a realistic view, I should say, of an applicant who got in. So before we go into it, also wanted to let you guys know, I do not recommend listening and looking at forums, like PA forums, when it comes to like application stats and things. I just think a lot of people are kind of putting up facades in the forums, and I actually got this piece of advice from a physician assistant that I shadowed. She actually told me, she said, don't look at the forums because a lot of people don't share their lows. Like, they don't share the ugly parts of their application. They're only telling you like their good stats. So if they have an amazing GPA, they're gonna be like, hey, I got a 3.9 GPA or a 4.0, and I had a 3.7 science GPA, whatever. Like, they're only gonna share the things that are good on their application, not the things that are necessarily not bad, but lacking, for lack of a better term. And so this video is going to be all about transparency and giving you guys a realistic view of what it takes to get in. So let's start with my shadowing hours, and I had a solid 15 hours. Yeah, so I had 15 hours. Now I had about 25 if you count shadowing MDs and DOs, but as far as shadowing PAs, I had 15 hours. Once coronavirus hit, I ended up doing online shadowing, so that would bump my hours up a little bit. Some schools may accept it, some won't, but if you counted online shadowing, it'd probably be about 40, so that's a little bit better, but 15 hours in person of PA shadowing. So the next category is healthcare experience. So my healthcare experience was also, I'd say, pretty average. I had 500 hours. So my healthcare experience was obtained through multiple jobs and volunteering activities. So I was a patient attendant at my local hospital. I still am. I volunteered at that same hospital, and then I was an assistant athletic trainer for my school's football team. And a lot of people will say that that could count as patient care experience, but the schools that I applied to counted it as healthcare experience, and on my application I just put it as healthcare experience, so that's what it was. I'm sure that if you applied to different schools, they would have a different opinion on that, but yeah, so those were my healthcare experience hours, and that's how I got them. My next category, and it's probably my most shocking statistic, is my patient care experience. My patient care experience was a solid 0 hours. No hours. I didn't have any. Again, you could argue that some of the stuff I did for my healthcare hours may be considered patient care experience, but for the sake of my technical application, I didn't have any patient care experience. I didn't have anything listed on my application as patient care experience. I didn't have any patient care experience I gained over the summer because everything was shut down. So no, I applied with no patient care experience. So the next half of my application is probably my stronger points. So my GPA was a 3.62. Again, nothing like crazy, like pretty normal. I feel like not normal. It's because people get in with 3.0s, people get in with 3.9s. People get rejected with 3.0s, people get rejected with 3.9s. But I'd say that, you know, the GPA that I had was probably competitive, a little bit higher maybe than average, but nothing like to go and write home about. As my GPA, my science GPA was a 3.76, so that was a strong point. I know it's kind of weird to have your science GPA be higher than your regular GPA. I really don't know how that happened. I guess I just did better in my science classes. That's how it happened. But I guess I just tend to do better in my major courses compared to my gen eds. So, and then my final statistic that I'm going to give you guys is my GRE score. My GRE score was a 3.13, and that, you know, that was good, but I believe I scored in the 76th percentile on reading, and I scored in the 50th percentile, 52nd maybe, on the math portion. So I had a 157 on the reading and a 152 on the math, and then I had a 4 on the writing portion. So yeah, that adds up. Yeah, and so the GRE score, you know, I gave myself a lot of time to study, and I can make a video about how I studied and how I kind of prepared for the test. If that's something you guys would like to see, make sure you leave a comment down below and I'll get to working on that video. But those are my stats, and that's what I applied with. Like I said, make sure you like and subscribe below and let me know what you guys want to see in the future, because I'm really excited to be sharing content with you guys, and I'm really excited to continue to document this journey. So until next time, guys, Shane Grayson, and I'll talk to you guys soon.